Hello. Yeah, I should maybe stick to the simple intros. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be doing a rant. So I'm someone who buys most of my guitar gear online. So naturally I'll depend on the marketing online by the brand when I want to do my shopping. Now this is simply because I don't have access to go to any guitar store and try all the brands that I want to try. I don't live in the US or in Europe, so that becomes a very big challenge. But I really think even people in Europe and in the US are still buying most of their purchases from the online stores. So I think this also explains the boom of the guitar review channels on YouTube. So anyway, I want to rant about the brands that don't do proper marketing of their products. And a disclaimer, I'm gonna avoid mentioning any company's names in this video for obvious reasons. However, I want to say that this is not just guitar, but also amp, pickups, pedals, all guitar related products. I want to talk about pickups to start with because that's a very classic example. So, how many times have you seen descriptions of pickups saying clear mid range, a tight low end response, and pleasant treble? This is basically a word salad of phrases that really lost their meaning at this point. And the thing is, all pickups have the same description. They're all using the same buzzwords that everyone likes to use on the internet, but they're not really telling you what's really unique about this specific PAF or this Telecaster pickup. You have to give me more information. Is it based on a specific year? Is it based on a specific era? Because some companies do that. Some companies, they actually tell you a lot about the product, which is very good. However, so many times I'm looking at the description and I cannot narrow down what's really special about your product. Just telling me the same thing every other brand is telling me. Just vague nonsense about, trust me, bro, it sounds good. It really sounds good, trust me. The thing is, we need a reference point, especially with amplifiers. Let's go there. A lot of amplifiers have very vague description, especially the high gain amplifiers, I will be honest. They all tell you, well, basically, this is super tight. You've never seen as much clarity as this amp has, a lot of distortion, a lot of gain, cuts through the mix, blah, blah, blah. Okay, those are good qualities to have, but when all the amps have the same description, then how do I know what it sounds and why would I go for your product? We need a reference point. I know maybe you're an amp builder and you don't want to reference the word Marshall or Fender, Vox, Mesa Boogie, whatever in your description. I understand that. However, so as a consumer, I know what is the Vox tone. I know what is the Marshall tone. But when you just tell me, trust me, bro, this amp is great for metal, I'm like, okay, but what is it exactly? What is it doing? And I don't think there is shame in referencing or using previous legacy brands to describe your product. I understand that, but we have to also be honest. Most of the products in history were based on other products before it. So just narrow it down just a little bit for us. Now, don't get me wrong. With pedals, it's a very similar issue. However, let's give credit where credit is due. A lot of pedal companies tell you, and they heavily insinuate, they don't necessarily for trademark and copyrights, blah, 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 but they heavily insinuate, like, this is a green box. But the difference between this and the original green box, this is true bypass, and we've added a bass knob. That's simple. So when you give a clear description like that, okay, this is a green box, but with these added features or these differences, then as a consumer, that's what I want. That's exactly what I've always wanted. And I can do a very quick search on the internet and find your product. Or at least it helps me narrow down to fewer options. Now we can make the same argument with speakers, cabinets, and really everything that is on the guitar gear umbrella. But the one thing I need to just also make very clear, telling me in the description that your product sounds good, that's fine, but that shouldn't be your whole marketing strategy. You know what sounds good? 99% of all guitar products that you buy right now, new, sounds good. And this is reality. Like, how many times have you heard something recently that sounded bad? Like, bad, I cannot use it. No one can use it. This is bad. Like, objectively bad. People forget that back in the 60s and the 70s and even the 80s, there were some products that were not usable. A lot of amps, a lot of guitars, a lot of pedals, just products in general, the companies went bankrupt because people were not playing them. They were not buying them. They were playing it, and this guitar is bad. It's not staying in tune ever. You cannot intonate it. You cannot tune it. and it's just not usable. Nowadays, we take these things for granted. Companies now figured out, oh, we can mass produce products and make them sound good and have good quality. So it's not a huge accomplishment that your product sounds good. This should not be your marketing strategy. It's a lot of descriptions sometimes, which is painful to read, to be honest. It's a word salad of, trust me, bro, this sounds good. It's the best amp ever. Trust me, bro, we've dedicated hours and hours of research to get the best tone ever. But what is the tone? Like, how can you tell me what is the tone? Like, I want to know what is the tone. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, just watch a video demo, like, and you will get it. If you've experienced this and watched demo videos, they don't do justice for the amp or the player or anyone. Because what you're really hearing is just a snapshot in time of what that amp could sound in that situation. So that's something inherent, I think, in the video world, that you really cannot hear the amps very well. They will sound good, don't get me wrong. However, I will not know what is the sound. So what is the solution? I would say make sure, if I go on your website and you have 6 options of amps, tell me exactly why would I choose option A and not option B. Don't describe it as just the power tubes, because EL84s sound amazing. Nice. Where I see 4 other options that have the same power section. Like what you see my point? Like, do they all sound the same? Are they all based on a Vox amp? And even if they are, what's the difference? I don't get it. So just tell us as much information as possible. Try to narrow it down. Use references. Fender, Marshall, Vox. Speaking about amps specifically, okay? Because I'm an amp guy. I like to talk about amps more. But these companies are legacy brands, and we use them as reference at this point. You're not competing with Fender when you release an amp. You're not competing with Fender. You're not competing with Marshall. We're all inspired by these tones, and we have to admit that and stop saying this is an original design. Well, I'm pretty sure technically it is an original design, but you have to tell me what it sounds maybe close to something, you know? Give me a reference. Give me an artist name. That could do it. So this is just a rant. It's one of these things I've thought about for a long time, okay? Because I've been buying gear for a long time now. So I hope this is constructive. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And of course, make sure you share this video on the gear page.